This is Countdown to Economic Collapse, February 13th, 2011. I'm Jon Sponheim, and I'm running for president in 2012. Good evening, and welcome to the biggest nightmare our economy could ever face. Barack Obama continues to not cut the budget the way we want him to cut the budget. The Deficit Commission has recommended some major cuts, and he's unable to make those cuts. The Treasury Department said on Thursday that the deficit was one of the highest ever for the month of January, second only to the $63 billion deficit recorded 2 years ago. Our monthly deficit for January was $50 billion. This is out of control. That means we're spending $50 billion per month over budget. We're on track to be $1.5 trillion over budget by the end of 2011, just like we were 2010 and the year prior. So Obama doesn't understand we've got to cut spending. Saying it and doing it are two different things. Now, unemployment rates are expected to go higher this quarter. They are also anticipating the real figures to increase from 9%. You know, that's part of the problem. There's the elaborate lie that's going on. Propaganda being put out about how our country's unemployment rate is at 9%. It's more like 25 or 30%. So I think there's a lot of difference between the statistics we're hearing, the judo statistics, when they can adjust statistics to fit whatever propaganda they're spewing, and the real statistics affecting our economy. By the end of fiscal year 2012, the debt will have reached $16.3 trillion, and this projected debt will equal 101% of the projected gross domestic product in 2012. That means our debt is going to be larger than our GDP in that year. The other issue is inflation is coming out at supposedly 0%. It's actually 0.8, the core inflationary results that came in recently. And that's all because they didn't count food or energy prices. The idea of inflation being low relative to the fact that food prices are soaring, energy prices are soaring, is absurd. Meanwhile, our world economy is suffering. Food is beginning to show signs of depletion. 2.1% reductions in overall food supply have been projected. The wheat supply is seriously in danger. Wheat prices yesterday touched the highest since August of 2008. The price of corn used as livestock feed and ethanol has jumped 89% in the last year, reaching a 30-month high. Soybeans are up 54% from a year ago. There are major causes and fluxes going on in the world food supply, and there is cause for concern. To illustrate the problem with the global economy and the collapsing of the dollars all around the world, even China is now facing some serious problems with their agriculture. They've issued a 10-point plan pledging small amounts of cash to irrigate wheat fields. I anticipate China having a major food problem in the near future, and that's where we can excel. As a nation, we can be an agricultural leader again. Even though agricultural output has dropped 2% every year since Obama became president, we can reverse that and see 10% growth rates, which will help pay back our trade deficit with China and begin to get ahead of all of our economic manufacturing problems, ahead of the manufacturing crisis within our own country, because it is coming. Obviously, Chrysler going out of business and selling to Fiat, GM struggling. All these other major corporations are still right on the edge in America, and this could begin to move against them when their retail sales go down. And the Consumer Price Index data is going to be showing some very interesting results coming up the following week. But retail sales may very well trigger another corporate layoff round, more jobless claims. So that's not good for corporate America. And the profit margin isn't going to be there long term. We have to start retooling and building renewable energy and getting our nation going in the right direction. That is the way out of this. Production and conservation at the same time. That's how we got out of the Depression, the Great Depression. And now this is turning out to be Depression number 2. So stay tuned as I bring you more information and economic stats as this economic collapse continues throughout the world. And by the way, during the week, we do take your input in chat every day, weekday. Blog TV, we have a show. Check it out. Go to our main page at americasthirdparty.com, and you'll see the show going on at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time till 8 p.m. And we can talk to you about the issues facing you directly and what your ideas are to help improve our economy.
Check us out at americasthirdparty.com.